Hello everyone. A few months ago I posted a video listing my top 5 sneaky good home theater movies. In this video I'm doing a part 2 and offering another 5 movies. These are in no particular order. These are just some friendly recommendations, some movies that may not be talked about as much but I think are very good home theater watches. Shadow. Shadow was a blind buy, didn't know anything about the movie other than watching a portion of the trailer. I wanted to go in fresh, knowing nothing. The brief portion of the trailer that I saw looked stylish. I was drawn solely to its visual tone. That was enough to get me to try it. The movie sat on my shelf for a very long time, and I'm kicking myself for waiting so long to see it. This movie is absolutely fantastic from start to finish, across the board. At first glance, it seems like it may be a cool, stylish, action-focused movie, but it's far more than that. There is a huge bombshell of a secret that we, the audience, find out pretty early on in the movie. Only a few characters in the movie are aware, which is like a hidden storyline playing out parallel to the main storyline, which involves a conflict between two kingdoms over an important city. The commander of one of the kingdoms comes up with a plan to win the city for his kingdom, but his king is afraid that the commander will instigate an all-out war, which the king does not want at all. There's a lot going on in the story. It's just short of 2 hours. It doesn't feel like it. The movie is very well paced. It doesn't feel bloated. Every scene has something to offer. Acting is solid, such a good story, and an excellent final act. The visual presentation is beautiful. It looks absolutely incredible. The clarity of the video, not a lot of color at all beyond skin and some objects here and there. Blacks, whites, and grays dominate this movie. It's such an interesting and striking visual tone. It's not razor sharp, but it's clear, clean, lots of detail with excellent contrast. Audio is in Dolby Atmos, but that track is in Mandarin. I highly recommend the Dolby Atmos because it is good. It filled my home theater, very immersive. There's a battle scene near the end that was especially rich with sound. The score comes through with authority, and the more subtle scenes have good atmosphere. Overheads were active in some of the busier scenes. Overall, audio was solid. I highly recommend this movie. It has an excellent story and presents incredibly well. Train to Busan, one of my favorite zombie movies. I'm a big zombie movie fan. This is especially good because the characters in this movie are trapped on a train with zombies, and they can't just stop the train and get off because there are zombies at every stop except Busan. So that becomes their destination. This is as intense and emotional a zombie movie as I've ever seen. If you're a zombie movie fan, there's no question, this is a must-have. My home theater experience was good. Dolby Atmos is in Korean. The English track is a DTS HD 5.1 mix. I didn't think there was a huge difference between the two other than obviously one being in English and the other Korean. I do, however, prefer the Dolby Atmos in Korean because generally dubbed dialogue tends to feel disjointed from movies or shows. I'm okay with it sometimes, but in this movie with so many intense and emotional scenes, the dialogue was much better coming directly from the actors. The audio is largely up front in the LCRs, not much from the overheads, which was a little surprising. There's some atmosphere in the surrounds. Wish there was a little more and that it was a little more pronounced, but the audio is still good. Video quality is also good. It leans soft, but there's some decent detail. It's a little on the muted side, so it's not super vibrant, but video quality is good. It's not great at any one thing, but overall, it was a good home theater experience and well worth the watch. Love and Monsters. This is a fun movie. Humans have been driven underground into bunkers to live out their lives in these small communities because the surface has been taken over by dangerous giant creatures. The people in the bunkers are isolated but can communicate to other bunkers via radio. The main character discovers that his high school girlfriend is in a distant bunker and decides to leave the relative safety of his bunker and find her, despite the dangers and certain death, on the surface outside. It's a wild, fun ride. It's an adventure comedy, but there are some scary horror elements and some emotional, dramatic parts. It's a solid home theater watch. Audio is a DTS HD 7.1 mix, and it's very good, very full, very rich, plenty of room-shaking bass when some of the larger creatures are on screen. Good activity from the surrounds. Video is good. Little softer than I prefer, but good contrast with some decent pop and dimension to the video. Bright scenes are nice and vibrant. Really good humor in this one. The leading actor, he delivers a great performance. If you're into creature movies and dystopian movies, this is a good one. Definitely a home theater worthy watch. The Meg. It's what I call a turn your brain off weekend movie. It's a guilty pleasure for me. It's so silly, so absurd, and that's what makes it fun to watch. Jason Statham is a deep sea diver who ultimately has to battle a prehistoric massive shark. That's pretty much it. It's wild and silly, and it absolutely works. Audio is available in Dolby Atmos. It's fantastic. It captures all the underwater sounds, echoes, all the background sounds that create such good atmosphere and really immerses the audience into the movie. Surrounds and overheads are pretty active, plenty audible. Video quality is great. Nice deep blacks, lots of depth to the picture, very good contrast, and overall very pleasing picture. If you're looking for an entertaining weekend watch, definitely give this a try. It's a lot of fun and a great home theater watch. The Running Man. Arnold Schwarzenegger is wrongfully convicted of a crime and forced to participate in a televised deadly game against a series of bad guys. It's 80s action, Arnold dropping one-liners, over-the-top fights. The movie is wild. Audio is a DTS HD 5.1 mix, and it's solid. The score filled the room. Good atmosphere in most scenes. My speakers were active throughout the room. Respectable bass. Video quality is outstanding. There's a nice filmic look to it. There's some grain, but it's tight and stable. HDR is the standout, giving the movie a rich look. It's contrasty with good black levels. Both video and audio are well done. It's a great home theater experience. If you're into 80s action, I would recommend adding this to the collection. That's it for part 2 of my top 5 sneaky good home theater movies. If you want to see part 1, I'll leave a link for that video in the description below. If you have any sneaky good recommendations, leave those in the comment section below.